Just last week, Samsung released its new flagship Galaxy S21 smartphone lineup. Alongside the new phones, there's a new set of Galaxy Buds called the Galaxy Buds Pro, which will retail for around $199. The main competition for Samsung is obviously going to be Apple, and more specifically, Apple's AirPods Pro, because they have sort of the same similar features and they're also around the same price point. So that's the two set of wireless earbuds that we're going to compare in this video. Now, I won't make you wait. I like doing comparisons these days by just coming right out and saying which one I prefer. And this isn't going to shock you, it's the AirPods Pro. Now, please allow me to explain myself because Samsung really does have a good pair of headphones here. They just aren't for me. For starters, the fit is far more uncomfortable for me compared to the AirPods Pro. Last year, Samsung released the bean-shaped Galaxy Buds Live. And although those were the butt of a lot of jokes because of their shape, it's actually the perfect shape for my ears. The Galaxy Buds Live fit me perfectly. They were mega comfortable, more comfortable than probably the AirPods Pro. I liked them a lot, it's just they didn't really sound super great, and then the active noise cancellation was kind of meh, but that's besides the point. Now, the Galaxy Buds Pro have a more traditional shape and design, but it also requires me to really jam them inside of my ears to get a proper fit and seal, which is very, very important for headphones like these, for many reasons. Mostly because they will either fall out pretty easily, active noise cancellation will pretty much be non-existent, or they will sound awful if a proper fit and seal is not achieved. Luckily, there are a few different set of ear tips inside of the box that's going to help you find the right seal. And speaking of the box, there's a USB-C to Type-A charging cable inside of the box for the case. The case is incredibly small, as you can see here. It's kind of the same height. Actually, it's a little bit taller when you compare it to the AirPods Pro, but it's just not nearly as wide as the AirPods Pro case. There's really nothing crazy going on here except for maybe its smaller size, and it does fit really well inside of your pockets. The case also offers around 18 to 20 hours of additional battery, depending on whether you have active noise cancellation turned on or if you have it off. The Galaxy Buds alone will give you about 5 hours of battery life with ANC on. And then if you turn ANC off, you'll get an additional 3 hours, giving you 8 hours of battery life. Similar to most Galaxy Buds, there are touch controls on each side of the earbuds. One tap will play pause, double tap to skip, triple tap to go back. And if you hold down when you press in, you'll be able to switch between ambient sound on or off. There is a quick charge feature that will give you 1 hour of listening time with just 5 minutes of charging when you put the earbuds in the case, which is right in line with what Apple offers with the AirPods Pro. Now, the AirPods Pro offer similar functionality through the stem instead of tapping the earbud itself. I like that the stem is able to do that a little bit better than the gestures because the gestures are so sensitive that when you actually try to adjust the earbuds in your ear, there's a very, very good chance that you'll have accidental taps. You'll either skip the song or you'll pause it or something will happen. And that's not something that you'll do with the AirPods Pro, at least not super easily. The Galaxy Buds Pro also offer a lot of the same features that Apple can offer with the AirPods Pro, but there are a few catches to all of them, if not most of them. So let's go down the list. First off, there's active noise cancellation, or ANC. It's pretty good, but honestly, it's not anywhere near as close to being good compared to the AirPods Pro. Last year, the Galaxy Buds Live offered ANC, and to me, it was a joke. Now, the Buds Pro have improved on this, but it's still just not in the same league as AirPods Pro. The Galaxy Buds Pro have an ambient mode, which helps amplify the sounds around you, similar to Apple's transparency mode, so that you can hear your environment better. And that's pretty good. AirPods Pro is just a little bit better, but it's there and it's a feature that is good if you need it. There's also one unique feature that's pretty cool, and it's called Voice Detect. It actually turns down the volume and enables ambient mode when it recognizes you speaking. It works pretty well. It's not going to go off if you just say like a word or two. You have to be kind of talking for at least a couple seconds. And it works really well. And I kind of hope Apple can adopt something like this in the future. So if somebody starts talking to you or if you start talking to somebody else, you don't actually have to take your AirPods Pro out of your ears. It'll just turn it down and put on transparency for you. There's also a one-tap pairing feature for connecting the Galaxy Buds Pro to a smartphone for this first time, which is pretty much the same setup as you would get with AirPods and an iPhone, but it only works with Galaxy devices. So if you try to do this with an iPhone, obviously it's not going to work. Now the Galaxy Buds have their own spatial audio feature called 360 audio with Dolby tracking. And I can't tell you if it's any good or not because the software update for it is not currently available for any of the Samsung devices that I do own. Maybe when our Samsung Galaxy S21 unit comes in, we can test that out, but right now that feature is just not available. The Galaxy Buds Pro can also auto-detect and switch sources or devices, just like AirPods and Apple devices, but again, this feature is only limited to Galaxy devices. So if you're planning to pick these up and use them with an iPhone or another Android phone, well, that's not going to work. You can also adjust the EQ of the Galaxy Buds Pro inside of the app, alongside a bunch of other settings and tweaks that are really cool to have. But again, that's only available for Android. There's an iOS app for previous versions of Galaxy Buds, but I haven't seen an app available for iOS, and apparently Samsung, as of right now, has no plans to make an iOS app. So to really sum it all up, these headphones are not for me because of the fit preference and the fact that all of the cool features are really only available for Android devices and more specifically Samsung devices, which is totally fine and it makes a lot of sense. Apple does that with their devices, so why can't Samsung do it with their own devices? So if you don't care about any of that and you have an Android phone, you'll get most of the good features via the app. And if you plan to use these on an iOS device, well, they connect and that's really it. If you're wondering why I haven't said anything about sound quality, it's honestly because it's really good. I think it's just going to come down to a matter of preference. I really don't think there's a huge drastic difference between the two, which is very important. But you know, when it comes to integration with the device that you're going to use, that's also almost equally as important. So I think the Buds Pro have a bit of a warmer profile, a bit more bass heavy, but some people will like that. I think they sound fantastic once you get that proper fit. If they don't fit your ears, you're not going to have good experience whatsoever. So yes, these sound great, but again, everything else that makes it worth it is reserved for Samsung ecosystem people, and it makes sense. In the past, Samsung used to undercut Apple in price and make some pretty decent headphones and try to make those compete with AirPods and iPhone users who just want decent headphones and don't need any of the extra fluff. But those earbuds were nowhere near as good as the AirPods. Now that Samsung has actually made earbuds worthy of choosing over AirPods if you want, the company stripped all compatibility with iOS, which leaves iOS-heavy users like me to say don't buy them if you're in the Apple ecosystem. Obviously, just get yourself AirPods or AirPods Pro. You're going to be happy with the way they work with your devices. Of course, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.